welcome back to another episode of Buffalo Happy Hour. Mike, what's going on?
Derek, we're here with the Knights of the Round Table, so we're going to hammer out the podcast portion of working with you guys. So we'll start from the far side with names, titles, and everything else, and then we'll introduce the crew.
I guess that would be me. My name is Patrick Alexanderson. I am the lead brewer, co-owner of One Eyed Cat. My business card says resident bald guy.
Resident beard too.
Resident
beard too.
Yeah.
All right. My name is Jay Woodworth. I am part owner of One Eyed Cat, and I am founder and half owner of Bellies BBQ.
Beautiful. I'm Brandon Farrell, part owner of One Eyed Cat. I am the metal extraordinaire, and I'm full owner of Buffalo Brew Fab as well.
And I'm Ryan Walzer, half owner of Pork Belly Barbecue, chef. Come up with some of that fancy stuff you'll like to come in and eat.
Perfect. Also known as Reckless Ryan.
Reckless.
Hell yeah, buddy. Hell yeah.
So first question is, how did everybody meet?
Oh, Jesus. All right.
I guess I'll start this off.
Yeah. Because it's your fault.
Yeah.
It is your fault. It is your fault.
So I own Buffalo Brew Fab, and I service a lot of breweries and other businesses in the area. When I first started, I actually cold called One Eyed Cat Brewing, thinking that he's an actual brewery.
Joke's on you, sucker.
And he explained that he's a home brewer, but he goes, want to trade some T-shirts? I'm like, why not? So we traded T-shirts. I made us some tap handles, a cat for his jockey box, and we became enemies ever since. Mm-hmm. So, and then long story down the road is also Jay. I built his mobile smoker, and when I was building that, he was actually coming in and helping me out build it out also, and then to a point where I actually hired him. And then further down the road, we're doing pop-ups in the Genesee Street location. They would come serve barbecue. He would do beer samples, and then further down the road, we all decided to mash it together. Mm-hmm. So we found a location, and here we are.
So now, are these three different businesses, and just kind of all you are together, or how does that structure work?
Yeah, pretty much. So One Eyed Cat is one business. Obviously, Buffalo Brew Fab is separate, and then Pork Bellies BBQ is inside One Eyed Cat Brewing. So it is three separate businesses.
Okay. Yeah. And then what was that, I guess, process like when you started the brewery? So like how did the brewery start? He said that you were a home brew. How did that kind of escalate?
So I have been, well, I guess I am not any longer, but I was a home brewer for about 11 years. And did it as just more along the lines of fun. Got a couple kits, did a couple batches, then started writing my own recipes and screwing around with it that way. Had basically built a small brewery in my basement at home, and then met a parent of a friend of my son's from school, and he goes, "Hey, have you ever thought about opening up a brewery? This is good stuff." And I'm like, no. Because at that point in time, I just kind of started my career as a registered nurse. So I was like, nah, I'm making good money, and I'm, doing something grown up with my life. And then, got talking with my wife, and we're talking more with Bill, and decided that, maybe we should pursue this. So then that began the long and arduous journey of trying to find a location, trying to find financing, and then COVID hit, and that kind of diluted his interest in the project any further. So then I got to the point where I was like, okay, how many times am I going to sit here and beat my head against a wall trying to find a location, trying to get a partner that is as into this as I now am, even though I wasn't at the beginning. And then Brandon, of course, said, "Hey, what's it gonna take to get this project going?" And I said, "Well, it's gonna take money, and it's gonna take some people who are really dedicated to getting us off the ground, because I can't do this by myself anymore. I'm gonna end up just saying fuck it and go back to being a nurse and live my life and brew my beer and drink my beer and fuck everybody else." So that's where from that's my origin story. And then, like Brandon said, doing the pop-ups and meeting these two jokers, and at the time,
Who's the jokers?
Fucking you.
We're the jokers.
If I remember right, at the time you were a
At the
vegetarian.
time, I was a vegetarian.
Didn't eat meat.
So we would go and do these spring and late summer pop-ups at Brandon's joint, and I could smell it. It smelled really good, but I wasn't eating meat, so I actually did not have anything that they made until end of August.
The last pop-up
last
before
year.
we started.
Yeah, but now you're eating meat.
Well, yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
It's cholesterol.
And also,
doesn't
as
say
I
that.
say every time I eat anything that you've concocted out of that kitchen, fuck you.
Yeah. You're welcome.
That's epic. So when did you start cooking?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh.
When I was a wee lad.
When I was like 17, 18, I went away to college to be an international businessman. And that really was not something that I wanted to do a lot. And I failed out of college, and then I got a job making pizza at Pizza Plant, and I loved it. I just loved food. So I went to culinary school at ECC, CIA, and that's kind of where it all got out for me.
Didn't you
And then-
want to make cakes?
Yeah, I did want to make
Yeah.
cakes at one time, but baking is tough. It's really tough. And then Jay called me one day and was like, "Hey, man, you want to do some barbecue competitions?" And I said, "Sure, let's do that." And then the rest is basically history. I mean, we started doing barbecue competitions. Brandon brought us in to do pop-ups and everything like that. And we didn't know where this was going to go. We had no idea. But all of a sudden, we met the idiots at One Eyed Cat, and just kind of became a synergy, a really good place for us to be.
So if someone brand new walks in here and says, "I want to eat with a beer," they don't realize that they're basically supporting three separate businesses, from the stools that they're sitting on and the table that they're at, with what's coming out of the kitchen to what's going down their gullet in a liquid form. That's fascinating. How does that work legally?
Well, it's perfect because I think that we're all kind of in agreement that we don't want anybody to know that you're supporting three separate businesses.
Yeah, right.
Too late.
You're
I agree
here.
with
You're here for the One Eyed Cat experience. It's One Eyed Cat featuring Pork Bellies BBQ. It's not like the only thing that actually separates our businesses from a consumer standpoint is you order the food through and pay through a QR code. You order the drinks at the bar. That's the only thing that separates our businesses.
Yep.
Even to the point of we're all in here every day talking about, okay, what are we going to do next? What's coming up? What do you want to do on Wednesday? What beer is coming out? What do you want to pair with it? What, I want to make this sauce using your stout. Okay, like we are one company. Legally, we're two.
Gotcha.
But we are one company. We are
Yes.
all working
Yeah.
for
That's so cool.
this.
Yeah, taxes are separate. Everything is separate. But yeah.
We're a
Like
fa-
Patrick said, the way we kind of handle things, it's still a family.
We're a family,
know,
and that's been the push especially when Brandon and I were the only two that were discussing moving forward with this. It was, we agreed on that. We want to build a family. We want this to be home for all of the misfits that want to come in and be a part of it.
Well, we all know once you get involved in the Brew Fab family, you can't get out. Like, you can't
Blood
get
in,
out. We all
blood
know
in,
that.
blood out.
We all know that. You can't get out.
At first, was there ever any discussion for Pork Bellies to have your own establishment, or was it always this agreement between you two?
It's funny you should ask. Before we jumped in, and he asked me to be part of the One Eyed Cat, we actually talked, and before he was even a part of One Eyed Cat, we talked about some locations in the Hamburg area and around the neighboring areas to open a Pork Bellies, because Patrick had his thing going. He didn't know that it was going to fall through, and then we were going to jump on board. So yeah, we were looking. The food's good, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, it was crazy. I mean, when Jay and I started this too, I was like, we can make money to finance our hobby.
Right.
Like, I mean, neither of us knew that it was going to go this far. It did, but we didn't know.
Right.
And
Yeah,
now we're here.
It started out with $600 and a dream. Literally,
And a tiny smoker and a 10 by 10
yeah, a little
tent,
smoker and
buddy.
a 10 by 10. We went out to Oktoberfest, which is a huge KCBS state sanctioned event out in Clarence at the Pumpkin Farm. Went out there and we got our asses handed to us.
Beat.
I
Absolutely
mean, we just
beat
made
down.
us look like people that shouldn't even be cooking.
Rookies.
So we looked at each other and we were in the amateur event the next day, which is probably where we should have started, right? I mean, we were going against. Ron, remember, we were going against people that you see on TV.
Yep.
This
Yeah.
is big time, right? And we're there, and they got these trailers. They could probably fit 40 briskets on. We can fit like one on our smoker. They were like, oh man, we're in for it.
We slept in chairs.
We slept outside under a 10 by 10 in chairs. Well, everyone else went to bed at like 8 o'clock. We were still trimming meat at 8 o'clock, right? Everyone else is sleeping. And we're like, what are we doing wrong? But then the next day came and it was amateur day, and the first day was 60 teams. The second day, the amateur day, was about 30 teams. And we totally did a 180. Man, we came out and we crushed it. We placed in four out of the 5 subjects. Did really well with ribs. Really did well with our pork butts and stuff. And I think I got Ryan to catch the bug at that point.
Yeah. No,
He's like, this is awesome. Like, we can win shit. All right. And then a full year later, obviously Corona hit and everything like that. So we got put on the backside of the burner when it came to competitions and stuff. So that's when we started doing the pop-ups. And then once Corona kind of let up a little bit with competitions being outdoors and it being more open to be able to do things outside and stuff, competitions started back up, and that's where we went to Smoke in the Valley, which is down in the southern tier of New York. And 30 teams, a little bit more competition, and we went down there and we just laid the hammer on everybody. Really? I mean, we beat everybody. The second place team was like 60 points behind us, and usually it's like 1 to 2 points. We just laid the hammer down, really did well, placed top 8 in every single division, and just housed it.
Was it just practice, or did you guys come up or do a different way?
It was practice. We smoked every single weekend we smoked. Even doing pop-ups and stuff like that. We weren't doing pop-up. We were smoking something, whether it be a cow tongue all the way to a watermelon.
Yeah,
we were just doing weird, crazy
bullshit.
shit just to practice, see what happens, right? We did frog legs with an Alabama white sauce. Like cow tongue. We do bologna, like a chubble bologna. Just different wild things that we could try out. Chicken wings got really just honed in and got good at what we wanted to be good at. And then the next thing you know, we're winning championships. And this year we obviously opened up here, and so we weren't able to go to the Smoke in the Valley competition and.
Well, we sent a team out.
But we did send a team out.
Send the road team.
Send a road team out, right? So we have people that are supportive of us, and they still did well. They did what they could do, and they brought home some hardware. But everybody wanted to thank us that me and Ryan weren't there, because they knew if we were there, we were probably just going to run away with it again.
That's awesome.
So the it's out there. We will be back next year.
So get ready.
So get ready.
So when you were looking for a place, you came across this somehow. So how did that come across this specific area? And then Brandon, what did you do from a Brew Fab standpoint to help make this place what it is today?
Oh my God. Trying to find a location was terrible.
Jesus, yeah.
This
We
was-
looked at everything from.
I'm like really glad you guys found the location and just brought me in
Yeah.
and said, "Hey, look,
it was
here's
a-
the kitchen."
it was a
okay.
fuck- it was
I
a-
can cook in this.
It was a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
So we looked. Brandon and I looked at everything from a bounce house warehouse to a former preschool daycare. So I remember vividly we were going to look at an old police barracks on Main Street in Clarence. And I got there before he did because he's perpetually 15 minutes late to everything. And I'm like 10 minutes early.
I mean,
so
he's got babies, dude.
He's
got babies.
Come on. Anyway,
He's a young father. He's not aged like you are.
so I got there about 10 minutes early, and the leasing agent got out of his car, and so I got out and shot the shit with him. And I'm like, he said, "So you guys are brewing? You could do that on septic?" And I said, "You can, but it's super expensive. It's a good thing this isn't septic." He goes, "No, this is septic." I said, "Well, you didn't list it as septic. You listed it as sewer." He goes, "Oh, no, it's septic." I go, "Okay, well, then we're not interested. Thanks." Turned right around, got in the car, and texted him and said, "If you're on your way, you need to turn around because this is pointless. It's on septic." And he said, "Okay." So he wasn't quite there yet. I start driving home. He sends me a text and says, "What about the Pairings Wine Bar? I can get a hold of her. Do you want to just go take a look?" And previously, we had discussed this, and it was too small for what we were looking to do. So he said, "I can get a hold of her. If she's available, do you want to just go take a look?" I'm like, "Sure." And probably 10 minutes later, he's like, "Okay, she's on board. We're going to meet there in a half hour." So we pull up. I walked in, and I was like, "Fuck yes, we can make this work 100%. And then
Yeah, I'm really glad you guys thought that.
It was like a kid in the candy shop.
Because Jay calls me, he goes, "We got a spot." And I go, "Really? We got a spot?" He goes, "Yeah." I go, "Okay, where is it?" He goes, "Pairings Wine Bar." I'm like, I've tried to sell food at that place. That's okay. Okay. And then I walked in with you guys the day we took the picture right out there
Yep.
at the old sign. And I just looked at Jay and I'm like, I don't know what you guys see in it, but I can cook food here. That's fine. We can do this.
Yep.
I'm not sure.
I mean, our motto is like, we'll figure it out.
I mean, we started in an alley.
Yeah.
Like, we started in an alley on Genesee. Like, this is significally an upgrade.
Yeah.
So with it being a wine bar previously, what did you have to do inside? Like, did you have to gut the whole thing?
Most of what we did was cosmetic. Where the brew space is over there, that took the lion's share of our investment money just to gut that space, drop the floor 5 feet, build up 1.5 feet of concrete, buy the equipment, all of that stuff just for that little space. Everything else, just cosmetics. Paint, sweat equity.
What made you, just because when you come in here, first of all, you guys did a great job making this place what it is. This is sweet inside. Like, you feel like you're walking into somebody's kitchen, but like awesome. And you left that like living room area over there. So you look like you're coming, or you feel like you're coming into a house. What was that process like, and why did you want to go with that vibe for this place?
So our general feel has always been classy. Like the idea that beer can be treated like wine. Like, you can curate it with food. You can curate it to people's moods. When we finally nailed down what we were looking for when we decided to open a tap room, because initially we weren't going to open a tap room. We were just going to do bottle service. When we finally got to took a look at this place and said, okay, we could do a tap room. It was classy coffee house. Like, that was our vibe. We wanted some, because the industrial look's been played out a million times in breweries. we wanted classy coffee house. We wanted an environment that no one else in the Buffalo brew scene or any other brew scene has, where you walk in, like you said, you walk in that, you feel like you're sitting in a living room.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, TV above the fireplace. We got the fireplace. We got the leather chairs. Everything's comfy and cozy. You come in here, it looks like a coffee shop. It's
like leaving home and coming home
right.
at the same time.
And Brew Fab stepping in with all the metal accents, that's like, yeah, that brought it, tied it all together, gave us everything we needed for the look we were going for.
So you said you did the tap handles, right?
Yeah, we do. I've done his tap handles. We built these tables, signs, and the draft tower, the draft system, everything. We installed it all. So
That's fascinating. And that shelf over there, the sign above the wall, like everything just ties in so well together with how you decorated this place to incorporating not the industrial aspects, but the Brew Fab aspects. It's just, it's really, really nicely done in here.
The covers up above your head over the fluorescent lights, that's Brew Fab.
Oh, sweet.
Yep.
That's really cool. So you said you do beer pairings and everything like that. How does that work? Like, how do you guys communicate with each other? What is your brewing process like, and how do you kind of say, hey, this is what I'm thinking. What are you thinking from a food standpoint?
We taste every day.
Love that. Great.
No lie.
That's kind of why I laugh.
If we're here and Patrick, if us three are here, it's like he's like a little, right? Like mad scientist. He's like, come try this one.
drink out of this beer.
All right, we drink out of beakers, right? He's always having us taste stuff, see what our thoughts are, where we can go with it. In the kitchen, like Patrick said. I mean, we've made a pepper jam out of his Lady Warblack. We've made Béarnaise sauce out of his cream ale. So there's always a way to add the beer into the food, and Ryan is reckless as always and can come up with some crazy ass shit. You never know what's going to come out of that kitchen, and that's what makes it fun for us too. Because you go to most places, most breweries, it's the same old bunch of fryer food, right? We don't have a microwave in our kitchen. We have a 2-basket fryer. We stay fresh. We hand cut our fries every single day. Everything that comes out of that kitchen is made by hand by me and Ryan, and we take pride in that. Everything is fresh. We don't want to just throw a bag in a fryer or a frozen patty on the flat top. We want to we hand make our patties daily. Everything is just done fresh. And I think the people realize that when they come in and they taste it, so it makes a big difference.
And it's easy to collaborate because I approach brewing like cooking. Like I try to think, okay, what is going to go well with this hop, with this process, with this grain? Like I approach it very much like building a food recipe. And that's where Ryan and I think that's how our friendship, if it's that, kind of solidified, is we both think about our craft the same exact way. It's, this is a fucked up ingredient, but we can blend it with this ingredient, this ingredient, and this ingredient, and now suddenly it works. Like what he's drinking right now, the blueberry IPA.
Yeah, the BIP is nice.
It's not a fruit smoothie beer, but there's just enough blueberry in there to mellow out the hop character, and I used hops that accentuate the blueberry character. It's just it's approaching food and beer from a chemistry standpoint, but also as an art.
Yeah, I agree with that. I just think beer is more dynamic though than going through culinary school and everything. Everyone uses wine or this or that. I think beer is more dynamic when it comes to the bubbles and all that kind of stuff. It lifts the effervescence up into your nose. It gives you a more dynamic flavor profile and everything like that. Honestly, I gotta say, I think cooking with beer is easier than cooking with other kinds of booze. I mean, I've cooked with liquor and wine. Beer's better. It's just more dynamic.
Now, for the seasons, obviously Buffalo's famous for having all 4 seasons, and it's wonderful because everybody can do farmers markets and things like that, and having fresh ingredients is fantastic. What do you guys do different for what's in season regarding menu items and then pairing it with a beer?
From the beer standpoint, we don't believe in beer seasons. We have a dedicated stout tap, and it comes out of there at 60 degrees, which is the perfect temperature. You get all the flavors right off the bat. But we went through a 10.3% Russian Imperial Stout over the summer,
Wow.
coming out at 60
Lady War
degrees.
Black, yeah, nice beer.
Like that went on
Really
tap
nice beer.
2 weeks before Memorial Day, and it kicked 3 weeks ago. So the hottest part of the summer, people were coming in here ordering a 10.3% Russian Imperial Stout at 60 degrees.
Who hurt them?
I think it's not so
They're
much
ex-girlfriends.
microdosing mushrooms. It wakes you up to the point that you realize that all of the shit that people tell you about seasonal beers is exactly that. It's bullshit. I personally am a dark beer guy. I'll drink dark beer. I don't give a damn. It could be 92 degrees outside. I'll sit by the pool and drink a stout. I recognize I have mental deficiencies and I'm a little emotionally fucked up, but I will do that. And I know enough people that will do that as well. Brandon is a dark beer guy. Hands down. We've got a porter on tap, we've got a stout on tap, and we've got a brown ale on tap. And those have been on tap halfway through July, and we're now halfway through August. So a full month. They're all almost gone. There is no such thing as a season for beer. Not at all. There is no stout season.
Sure.
It's what you've been told. And so, and because it's what you've been told, that's what has been provided. And because that's what's been provided, it reinforces what you've been told. You can't drink a stout in the summertime if you can't find one. So come to One Eyed Cat. We'll always have one.
Sure.
Now, as far as food,
Yeah, I mean, whatever's available. I mean, obviously we're gonna keep it strong to what we do, which is barbecue. You know, our standards are never gonna go anywhere, but you know, we're getting into fall and summer. Our fall and winter, we're gonna do soups. We're gonna do stuff like that. But our regular barbecue menu, that's not gonna change. That's any time of the year. I mean, who doesn't want brisket? Really, who doesn't want brisket?
Sure.
So, like, I mean, and then whatever Patrick puts on, which with his crazy menu, then I can adapt, Jay can adapt, and we throw it out that way. You know, it's the ebb and flow.
well, and I've noticed too that your sides have a tendency to vacillate based on what is available. Like, you're not going to put out a dill pickle mac salad in February.
Oh, I might. People like that a lot.
They
I
do
might.
like that.
That
They
thing
do
goes
like that.
crazy, dude.
But you're gonna pull in a lot of winter squash sides and things of that sort too.
Sure, we're gonna go hotter.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna put some greens on the menu and stuff like that, and whatever's available in the winter. I mean, Buffalo's tough. You know, produce is always tough. Sourcing ingredients up here are tough. You can get three-eyed fish at Lake Erie. I don't really know if I'm going to put that on my menu, but like, I mean, if he makes a beer where I can do that, then Homer Simpson is coming right on in.
How would you describe your barbecue? Like, is it a saucy barbecue? Is it more of a spicy, like rubbed
it's
barbecue?
Texas.
We are a pure Texas style barbecue. Yeah, rubs. We let our meat speak for itself. We don't want to hide behind sauce, right? A lot of people do that around here. They bathe their stuff in sauce, and that's what people buy. They buy the sauce, right? They don't buy the actual product. They don't buy the meat. So we're heavy on the rubs. We do put sauce on the side, so people, because up here in New York, people love their sauce, right? So they can dip or lather as they like. But when it comes out of our kitchen, it's not sauced. It's just letting that meat speak for itself.
I see on the shelf back there are some spices. Are there your own spices or just something you recommend?
Those are just some sponsors that we've had
Okay.
throughout the years that gives us stuff, and they let us know that we feel free to sell it and stuff. I do have some special rubs that we use that are, we leave under the armpit so no one can see them, right? And keep them away from people. But if someone comes up and asks me, I'll give them everything but the couple little nooks and crannies of the secret. Yeah, we try to help people out every once in a while when they come up and ask. We do get a lot of people. They'll come up to the window and they'll sit there and talk. I smoke at home. This and that. And, give them tips. It's not a secret. And that's the one thing me and Ryan love about the barbecue scene, especially at competitions. Like they all want to help you, right? They all want to make you get where they are. They all want to. Lend a hand. And again, they might not tell you their super secrets and stuff, but they'll tell you the majority of them. Just to help you out, and that's where we want to be. Just like Patrick, if someone came up and asked him how he made that Heffy, how that Heffenei was made, we'd probably sit right down and go over it with you. Maybe not tell every secret that he has, but
Bro's gonna bring you in.
He'll make
the brew.
Yeah,
area
He's,
show
you know what
how
I mean.
it's
Like
made
that's
proudly.
what we're about here. Like that whole family atmosphere, making everybody feel welcome. Let them know if they ever have any questions, they can definitely come up and see us and talk to us. It's a great thing to be able to do.
And that goes along with, like we were talking about, I think it was last night we talked about it too. Just the idea that, yeah, I make the beer, they make the food, but this is your place. This isn't our place. This is your place. So you come in, you use it how you want to. We provide you essentially the arena. You do it. This is yours.
Choose your own beer venture.
Yeah, this is yours. And if you want to know how beer is made or how beer is made in general, hell, I brew Mondays and Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Thursdays. So let me know when you want to come in and
He just Tony
you can
Starked
come on
it.
down there and
He just
freaking-
Tony Starked it. Come on in. Like, come on in.
Yeah.
You're gonna have followers now. People are gonna be knocking on the
Well,
door. Are you brewing now? Are you brewing now?
I wouldn't say we have followers.
We have new family
we
members.
will now.
We have new family members.
Yeah, it's just this is something that we love to do, and that more than anything else, it was tough for the first 2 months because I think that a lot of us lost sight of the fact that this is what we love to do. Like, we got caught up in the business end of it, and we got caught up in the stress end of it, but at the end of the day, this is what we love to do. And
That is true.
when you have something that you absolutely love to do, you want to share it. And that's not just put it into your hands in exchange for money, but it's share it. I mean, that's why we do Brewers Behind the Bar the second Thursday of every month. I love to be back there. I love to talk beer. I cut my teeth doing pop-ups where I'm sitting behind a jockey box going, here, take this sample. Let's talk about it. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. Let's talk about anything. I'll talk to you about anything. I don't give a damn. I'll take the opposite tack just to have a conversation. But we're all like that. We're all exceptionally approachable. We love doing what we do. We love being here. When you come into our home, you're going to be welcome, man. We're going to talk to you all day long.
I literally thought about that today on my ride here. If you look at history and anything in the world, food and drink, food and drink, food and drink. Vikings, food and drink. They win. They go to the hall, food and drink. You get married, food and drink. Food and drink. It's what everybody wants. And I think that's the beauty of how we all came together, is like, it's kind of like what we like. I mean, obviously Jay likes his food. Patrick likes his drink. Food and drink. We're all together.
Yeah, but there's metal too. So
Well, Brandon coincidentally also likes food and drink. So
And cookies.
And cookies. I made a wicked stout cake, so.
Oh, the stout cake was so good.
I didn't
Lady
get any
Warlock.
of that.
So good.
So speaking of followers and or family members, where can people follow you in this sense on social media?
Yeah, and where are we?
Yeah. So that people know.
So we are currently located at 5893 Main Street in Williamsville, New York, 14221. You can follow One Eyed Cat at One Eyed Cat. We're on Facebook. We're on
Yeah,
Instagram.
I mean,
Just
yeah.
literally type in ONE-EYED Cat Brewing into Google. We'll take up your first 3 pages of results. So
Just
you can find
Pork
us
Bellies
anywhere.
barbecue. I'm not gonna spell it out. That's where you're gonna go.
You gotta spell it out because we don't spell
Or-
Bellies like everybody else.
Wake up early, drive right down Main Street, roll your windows down,
And
and
smell.
smell. And just smell it.
Just smell.
Because Jay's
Yeah.
probably out there cooking something.
That's right.
You know, I'm pretty sure everyone in the neighborhood doesn't even have an alarm anymore. They wake up to the smell. Like that, they love it. It's like pork belly,
It's the
ribs.
rooster.
Like
It's the
what's going on? Oh, it's time to wake up.
That's right. That's right. But yeah, you can definitely follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Pork Bellies BBQ. We do have a website that just came up. It's porkbelliesbbq.com. And Bellies is spelled Bellies.
Yeah,
instead of
buddy.
Belly. So porkbelliesbbq.com. This website's up. It's looking great. And then we have a connection button that if you click on the brewery, it'll take you right to the One Eyed Cat website, which is really cool. It kind of keeps us molded together on both ends of the spectrum.
And Brew Fab?
Buffalo Brew Fab, 1565 Kenmore Ave. We're always there too. Facebook, Instagram, website. Check it out.
Just make sure you ask for Ryan. He is the best Brew Fab employee, and he will definitely take care of everything that you need at the counter.
There you go.
That's an endorsement right there. So, from a food standpoint, what do you all recommend? If someone has never been here before and they come in and they grab a beer, first of all, what beer would you recommend they grab? And then what food would you recommend they get to pair with that beer?
Ooh, answer the beer question, Patrick.
So the beer question I won't answer. And that's because it's a 100% personal recommendation.
Way to go, Derek.
Like as soon as anybody comes in, if they've only never mind.
Cut that out.
If it's their first if they haven't been here before, it's their first time. Usually if I'm behind the bar, I will say, "What do you normally drink?" Like that's my number one question. What do you normally drink? Okay, let's build off of that. And then I will find them a beer. Like I can't recommend, okay, if you're coming in here, you've got to try this, because if you hate hoppy beers, and I recommend Little Stompies, which is our New England IPA, you're going to want to kick me in the balls, right? But if you don't like dark beer, but you like lagers because you like crisp and clean, I'm going to hand you a sample of our Schwartz beer and say, close your eyes and drink this. Don't look at it. It's a dark lager, but don't look at it. Because you're going to get coffee, you're going to get chocolate, and then it's crisp, clean, like perfectly lagered. I like fucking with people's heads that way. We had, perfect example was Thursday, she had to have been, what, 82? 82 years old. I only like Budweiser. I hate dark beer. I'm like, okay, so I'm going to get you a sample. And I poured it, and I told her, close your eyes and reach out your hand. Put it in her hand, and she drank it, and then she opened her eyes, and she goes, I want whatever that is. And she looked at it. She goes, this is a dark beer. I said, yeah, but you liked it. She goes, yeah, I did. Give me one of those. That's cool. That's the beauty of beer, is you get people who say, I don't like beer. And I counter that with, you haven't had the right one yet.
That's pretty ballsy to try with an 82-year-old woman. I mean,
Her family was there.
yeah, and you're an RN. I get it. You know, you
We're in
could treat the
Williamsville.
hemorrhage.
You gotta go for the gusto
Yeah.
every once in a
Yep.
while.
Yeah, that's intense.
But it's the shock value. It's okay, I get it. You don't like dark beers. Just try this.
Sure.
And that's what I did for 3 years, standing behind a jockey box, trying to get the One Eyed Cat name out there. Was we would do a festival, and people would just look, see what we had to offer, and walk away. And I'm like, whoa, no, get back here. You already paid for this. So you might as well drink it. And if you don't like it, spit it out. I don't give a shit.
At least try.
But at least try it. And 9 times out of 10, Brandon can tell you this because he worked a festival with me. 9 times out of 10, if you can get them to try it, you've got a convert.
I love that.
Yeah, we go for a really different mode on that. I mean, if someone,
Hey, get over here. Try this brisket. Get over here.
yeah,
Brisket's the
basically that's it.
Yeah, it is.
That's it. If someone comes in and goes, "What should I try? What should I have?" and we just go barbecuery board.
Yep.
Try all of it.
Try it all.
And if you're only going to try one thing, try the brisket.
Yeah.
The brisket.
The brisket.
That's it. Just
Yeah, I
try
mean,
that.
since we've been open, we've had 4 to 5 people that are from Texas and from barbecue people know the Franklin area, Franklin barbecue area, and we stand up to Franklin barbecue.
Really?
So
What's this barbecuery board?
Well,
sure I could probably
it's
do
enough
okay,
food
okay.
for
Well,
one
hold
person.
on. Hold on. I'm going to give the story on this one. I got to give the story on this one. So when Jay and I started doing pop-ups, it's just a pop-up. So we had the meat sweats. All the meats, all the sides, bada bing, meat sweats. It was great for a pop-up. But then we came to Williamsville. And it's a little classier here in Williamsville.
People don't sweat.
So we changed the meat sweats board to a barbecuery board because everyone loves charcuterie.
It's true. It's a good point.
So it's all
very good
4 of
idea.
our meats, 3 sides, sauces. That's what it is.
What are your staple sides?
Well,
staple
we got a
sides:
few.
corn salad, dill macaroni salad, coleslaw, grandma's baked beans, and then Ryan's reckless mac and cheese.
Making me hungry.
Yeah.
I mean, but those are standards for barbecue. Like that's, I mean, it's standards.
I
we
would
don't
be
need to do
so
anything
obese.
crazy.
How do you stop eating?
I don't. I get fatter. I don't. I started at a large shirt. I'm wearing a double XL now. I don't stop. I keep eating.
I grow with my menu.
There you go.
I eat brisket every day. That is my diet. I mean, I come in, I eat his brisket. If I die because of that, it'll be a happy death. It'll be a happy death.
It just takes the years off the end anyway. Those are the miserable years.
Yeah, seriously. All right. Anything we didn't touch on that you guys want to hit? Any news coming out soon that you want to touch on before this goes live? Any future endeavors?
Yeah, I do.
Everyone's looking nervous.
We're throwing down at the end of September. We're going back to the alley. We all met at Brew Fab on Genesee Street in an alley. Basement brewer,
Trailer
kitchen,
smokers.
We didn't even have the trailer now, just like in Jay's kitchen. Brandon didn't know who he was getting involved with.
He still doesn't.
What we think is a good idea is we're going to bring that back. And we're going to have all the crafters, everybody that has helped us get to where we are, back here in the front yard. And we're going to show the neighborhood, you know what? We came from the alley, but we kept working and we kept working. Now we're on Main Street in Williamsville. And that's going to be a huge event for us because it's a big deal for all of us. It means so much to every single person sitting at this table that we were able to take something that none of us thought were going to be more than just doing pop-ups, and now we get to sit here. We get to have this podcast with you. We get to have all of this. So that event's going to be a big deal for all of us because it's going to bring us all back to our roots, but it's going to bring the whole community in and see where we came from and how we got to where we are. And none of us are going to give up on how we started. Like, that is so strong for all of us that we just, I mean, I remember meeting Patrick the first time. Jockey box in the corner of that dirty alley. And then you had to come up and help Jay and I knock water off our tent because it was all over the creek. I mean, who would have thought? 3 years later, we'd all be here. Awesome. So, yeah, we have our Back to the Alley party coming up, and that's a big deal, I think, for all of us.
By the time this gets released, we will have a crowler machine and be offering crowlers to go, as well as select 4-packs. So,
and Jay gives out free hugs every day too.
He does.
Oh, that's cool. I'm a hugger.
Sometimes it's from behind when you're not expecting it, but definitely.
Well,
I mean,
he's probably always got chocolate too in the kitchen.
Usually, I'm a snacks guy.
Yeah.
what?
No.
The hell you say?
So one more thing before we go. What is One Eyed Cat? Where does that come from? If that's a long story, I apologize.
So, nope, it's not at all. One-eyed cat, we equate buffalo to a one-eyed cat. It's had its ass kicked. It's a scrapper. It's got its scars, maybe an eye missing, but it's still fighting, still clawing, still working its way through the alley kicking ass.
So it's ideally it is a one-eyed cat story.
Yeah,
That's what we are.
that's what we are. We are a one-eyed cat story.
Love it. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. Go follow them on all their social media accounts, all 3 businesses. When you come here, even though they don't want to say it, you're supporting 3 businesses. It's a whole community thing here. Grab some beer, grab some barbecue, check out some of the infrastructure here. All 3 businesses, come support them. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome.